Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about 10 new palettes that came into my collection this year. And I just wanted to talk about my 10 palettes that I'm really enjoying. And I need to pull out some more eye looks through these palettes again because I need more usage out of them. And these I really do love and enjoy. So I'm just gonna talk 10. And I think I brought in like 7 palettes this year so far. I am slowing it way down. I just bought one palette. I think each month or like every other month I'm gonna like buy a palette. So far, for August, I bought the Adept House of L palette. And then next month, I'm thinking about getting Unearthly Cosmetics, the Poison Apple palette. So those are the palettes that have been on my mind for a shorter time, but heavy short of time on my mind of purchasing. So I got one that I'm gonna be getting this month, and then for next month, the Unearthly Cosmetics, because I've heard and seen great reviews on those kind of palettes. More indie brand palettes I think are in, and I want to venture out in those special shades as well. So yeah. So number one, I am going to talk about the What's Up Beauty. It's an Arizona brand, which is awesome. It's in the mall. It's in Chandler, in the Chandler Fashion Mall. So we have that in the mall, and it's awesome. It's mostly like nail polish in the store, but I've seen these are at the front desk if you go into the mall in their store. So that is what the color story looks like. I might get the monsoon season, but not like right away. It's very beautiful. That blue that's in the monsoon season really speaks to me. So I might get that one in the future somewhat if I really, really want that one. But I picked this one out because of the yellow and the greens. I love purples and greens, and this yellow just like spoke to me. And these two greens, this like shades right here, very beautiful. So I still I'm like figuring out if I really do like it or not, but it's like a unique formula in here. That's why it's like hard for me. Like I like the looks that I created, mainly 2 of them recently. What I dug into this one, I always dig into this color, and whenever I dig into this color I don't like the look as much, so I have to lay back with this one and figure out what to do with this shade. But when I dug into it the last time, I think I dug into this one, and I really did like the look. So it's like I'm still learning about this formula, but I really like how I love like messing with this palette and looking at the colors. Like it's like weird. Like I love how like sleek it is and little, like perfect size. So I'm still learning about that palette still, but I like the last look a lot when I did use it. I have this BH, and this is the Geodes palette, by the way. So they have the Monsoon, and this is the Geodes palette from What's Up Beauty. And then the next I'm going to talk about is the BH Citrine November palette, because I'm a November baby. So I had to get this, and this yellow spoke to me. And when I only did one look with this, but I really did enjoy this neutral look with the pop of yellow in it. I messed with like every shade except the shade right here. I dug into all of these shades, and I got so many compliments at the mall with this palette, so I did enjoy this like neutral palette that one time, and I want to create the look again with it because it was so beautiful. This is a pressed glitter, but I used it and I love it. Sometimes I don't use pressed glitter, but when I feel in the mood for it, I use it. So I really do enjoy this one. I highly recommend this palette, but I heard great things about all of them that I think it's a great buy. So if you find this at Marshall's, pick it up. Definitely, these were like super cheap now that they're at Marshall's, so you're not breaking the bank with that palette. This palette, this was like in the 40s, like $42 in that range. Next is the Saga of Freya Chapter 2, Cats with the Golden Carriage. I love the packaging so much. I just thought this was a great summer palette. I love Odin's Eye, and this is a really great palette. I think I want to get one more Odin's Eye, but I'm going to wait and see, you know, any future palettes, maybe next year. I'll get a new palette from Odin's Eye. Just right now I'm enjoying what I have from them. And I really like the color story. It's unique. That's why I love like unique palettes. I'm trying to stay away from rainbow palettes, even though I think I brought in like 3 rainbowish palettes. My bad, because I'm trying to stay away from them. But this color story speaks to me. Like, I love oranges. And I love like teal, greeny looks. And this glitter right here is so beautiful. It's unique. And I love cats, so I had to get this. It's like a unique shade. When it's blended together, it's beautiful. Like, you don't see like the blue, the red, but it turns into like one stapled color, and that is beautiful. And it's just like a pinky tone. Like, you can see little specks of color, but like, I don't know. It's like a weird formula, which is like crazy. So that's what it looks like in person. And this is what it's looking like, which is crazy. But when you see it up close, you can see some color, like purple, purple and blue. But it's really pretty. I do like this unique shade. It turns to one shade as well. I love these like shimmer shades. They're more like, this one's like more of a topper, which is nice. I don't really gravitate to topper shades, but it's really pretty. I love this color in it. So this palette I'm really loving. I love like all the looks that I created with this. I might have worn this like 2 or 3 times, but I enjoyed the formula, everything about this palette. I just love. So I highly recommend this, even though it's like $37, kind of pricey for a 9-pan, but I really do like this palette a lot. It's a little thick, but it's very cute and little. Like a pocketbook, but a little bit bigger than that. Next is the BH Mimosa palette, which I definitely need to get more looks out of because I did enjoy the pink looks that I created with this palette. This is what it looks like. Very beautiful. I love all the colors in here. My favorite is called Pop. It's this shade right here. So I think the 2 times or 1 time that I think I wore this 2 times. And when I wore this, I wore the Pop shade, which is my favorite. Pinky tone shimmer. Very beautiful. Highly recommend this palette. It has like a two-tone like shade, like orangey to pink. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's like one of those special shades that I'm looking for into a palette, and it's in this BH palette, which is beautiful. I wish they would have made more, even though we seen like one spoiler that they were making more. I think the other set, not like the food set, I think they should make more of the food set if they come back out, because these palettes are amazing. I don't know when they're gonna come back out with the new palettes, but I feel like they have a plan for the other set, like the travel one. I think they need to come back out with more of these ones as well, because this shade is just gorgeous. It's one of my favorites in here. I definitely need to play more in this palette. It's so beautiful. So if you see any BH palettes, just pick it up. You'll love it. Next is Clydos. I don't know if I want to pick up any more from this brand, but I'm really loving this Flower Punk palette, which is gorgeous. I love, and I play around with this palette a few times now, and I'm really enjoying all the looks that I create with this palette mixed with other palettes. This palette alone, just, I love every color story I created with this palette. This is probably the most palette I've used out of my new palettes. So that is saying a lot, because I'm really enjoying this. I love the formula, everything about that. So if you're thinking about wanting to try clydos and one of their palettes, I highly recommend the Flower Punk palette, just for a starter palette to try out. I feel like you will not get disappointed. Like the Sun Gazer right here. Oh, so beautiful. I love greens. I think this is like more of a great palette to try out. I don't see anything outstanding out in Clydos collection, but I'll probably like look at the website and see if there's any, but I probably won't purchase until next year because I'm trying to like explore my indie brands. So far I'm just like loving this, and I love the package from this one. Maybe next year I'll see if they like come out with a new palette or something. They haven't came out. Have they came out with a new palette this year? I don't think so. So if you are looking for the Flower Punk palette, I'm really loving that. Green is so pretty. That pink though. If you want a neutral palette, the Patrick Ta is pretty good. I use it for like quick and easy looks if I have like appointments or just like running out of time. I got this at Major Dimension Volume 2, the newest one they have. It's really dirty. But that's what it looks like inside. For a quick and easy, if you don't like to spend a lot of time on your looks, I think this is a great one. I do like the shade right here. It reminds me of that, but the formula is like really nice. This is what I swatched in the store, and I thought like I needed to get this palette, but I was like, it's so neutral, but this color right here drove me to get this palette. So if you're looking for a quick, easy look, not like really have to think about an eye look, this is the way to go. But it is pricey. It was like $78, $80, $70 or $80 at Sephora, and I was like, do I really need it? But John was like, pick it up. So I was like, okay? But it is really pretty. I love the formula is like right there. It's real. Next, I played with this palette twice, the Melts. I can't say it. It's this palette right here. Everybody should know. I call it the butterfly palette because it's just butterflies all around. I highly recommend it. I bought this for like $28. If you see it there still and it's still $28, you have to get this. Why? Like, don't sleep on this. If it's still $28, if it's still there on the website, you need to grab this. This is a very pigmented, bold palette, but I really enjoy it. It is like insane. I love this color right here. It is the shade right here, the brightest color. But I highly recommend it. The pigment is there. Like, it is insane. I am so glad that they brought it down to $28. I think they weren't selling it, but I was like, this was kind of on my wish list for since it came out, and I was like, I'm not paying $70 for, excuse me, this palette. So when they like dropped it down and everybody's like, get this palette, it's $28 now, I hurried up and grabbed this palette because I was like, I am not missing out on that great deal. Same with this Pat McGrath palette. This is the Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. I had to jump on this one and it went down to $50 and it like sold out in no time pretty much. And I had to get it even though it's a neutral palette and I wanted the first holiday palette, and then this came out and I was like, I'm totally not into it. Even though I had seen great reviews on this one, I was like, no. But when it went down to, instead of 70, it went down to 50. I was like, okay, it probably won't go down any more than 50. So picked this up, and this is pretty huge palette, but I'm wearing this today with another palette, and I enjoy the formula, but I feel like it's kind of more of a standard formula. And yeah, to me it's a standard formula. Nothing special with this, but I got it and it's Pat McGrath. I just had to get it. So I got this two Kiara Beauty Kiara Duo palettes. I have You Had Me at Aloha and Havana Club. Okay, let me talk about this one. They're rainbowish palettes, both of them are. So I'm like, I didn't really need to add it on to my collection, but I got them anyways just to try out the formula. And to me, it reminds me more of Morphe and Profusion had a baby and this came out. So that's what it reminds me of, Morphe and Profusion from Walmart. So yeah, it's pretty. I like everything about these palettes. You know, it's another rainbow palette I just did not need though. But the pigment is pretty. Like, if we had to compare to the Melt and the Kiara Beauty, those are pretty much kind of similar colors. The pigment is there. It wasn't just like wow, because I have so many palettes. Like, they're like kind of repetitive in my collection. But I really do enjoy these palettes for the price point. I got one for like $10 and one for $8. but it's nothing like special. It's like again, Profusion, Formula, and Morphe, like they feel the same. So you don't need them, but if you're looking for like a rainbow palette, maybe this, for beginners, I really like it and enjoy it. I feel like if my phone picks it, because my phone picks my palettes, I, have the spinning wheel for my palettes, and because I never know what I want to wear, so I'm just like, okay, pick 2 palettes or pick 1. But I do like it and enjoy them. I'm, nothing to hate about them. I like the price point of these for the formula wise of what they are, because they're like, if you buy this off Kiara Beauty website, they're like $30. So to have them in my collection, I'm like, okay, cool, because they're pretty much a steal. They're going on my clearance and selling out constantly in my Marshalls. So if you want to pick one up, like, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed. I like the formula, like Profusion formula and Morphe. That's all I can think of when I see these palettes and use them. That's all I can see, but I really do like them. So yeah, those are the 10 palettes to talk about. I do enjoy these, but if you're looking for a rainbow palette, I think those are the way to go. This was really good. I highly recommend it. You can really go with colorful to neutral look with this palette in like every look that you create with it. This is like one of the most that I've used, and the clydos one. This one I really do enjoy. It's really pigmented, so you gotta be careful about the pigmentation with this palette. This palette, if you're into neutrals, rosy tones, quick and easy, non-thinkable eye looks, this is the way to go with the Patrick Ta palettes, the clydos. If you're looking for a palette from clydos, I think this is the best palette you can get. If you're like wanting to try their formula out, that is my highly recommended so far, because I only got one, and I mostly dug into that palette this year. This one is a really good one. That pink is just amazing. This is the only palette that I have in this collection, so I really do enjoy it. The What's Up Beauty, I might get the first one, the monsoon season one, maybe next year. So if it's not really heavy on my mind, so I'm not like really wanting that one right now. And then this one, I was thinking about the Solmon 2 palette, but I'm good with my Odins. I have 2 palettes from them, and this one is really cute and summery, so I included that one. So yeah, that is the 10 palettes that, I highly recommend through this year, and what I bought this year, out of the 27 that I bought this year. These are the top 10s. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment to my channel. Bye for now.